Boundaries aren't just rules or limitations, they are powerful expressions of self-respect, emotional maturity, and inner strength. While pop culture often glorifies the bad boy who plays by no one's rules, the truth is, what truly captivates a woman is a man who understands himself deeply and sets clear boundaries. These aren't about control, they're about confidence, and nothing is more attractive than a man who knows where he stands. Here are 6 boundaries men set that not only elevate their own well-being but also irresistibly turn women on. 1. He doesn't compromise his purpose or passion. One of the most magnetic qualities a man can possess is a sense of purpose. A man who clearly communicates that his mission, whether it's career-driven, creative, or spiritual, comes first, signals ambition, direction, and self-worth. He's not willing to abandon his goals for short-term pleasure or validation. Women are drawn to men who are on a journey. When a man maintains boundaries around his time, focus, and energy to prioritize his goals, he radiates determination. This doesn't mean he ignores his partner. It means he knows that a fulfilling life comes from balance, not obsession. Why it turns women on? It shows leadership, vision, and stability, qualities that inspire trust and admiration. 2. He doesn't tolerate disrespect, even subtle forms. A man who calmly but firmly addresses any form of disrespect, sarcasm, manipulation, passive aggressiveness, without drama, showcases self-respect. He doesn't raise his voice or play games, he simply communicates, sets a boundary, and follows through. By setting this standard early, he creates a space of mutual respect. He doesn't need to dominate, he simply refuses to allow anyone to devalue him. Why it turns women on? Emotional strength is profoundly attractive. It signals that he will neither be a doormat nor reactive, but a stable force who values himself. 3. He maintains a life outside the relationship. Many men fall into the trap of revolving their life entirely around their partner, losing friendships, hobbies, and identity in the process. A man who sets a clear boundary by maintaining his own social life, fitness routine, and personal growth not only keeps his individuality intact but also remains a mystery. He doesn't need constant closeness to feel secure. This healthy space keeps the attraction alive. Why it turns women on? Independence is sexy. When a man has his own world, it adds depth and keeps the romantic dynamic alive through polarity. 4. He doesn't over-explain or justify his feelings. A grounded man can say, "I'm not okay with that," without a lengthy explanation. He doesn't feel the need to over-rationalize his emotions or choices. He trusts his internal compass. This emotional confidence shows that he values his own perspective and doesn't need external approval to validate his feelings. He can be vulnerable, but not in a way that seeks to please or perform. Why it turns women on? Self-trust is attractive. It shows emotional intelligence and makes a woman feel secure in his presence. 5. He sets sexual boundaries without shame. Too often, men are expected to always be available or interested in sex. A man who says no when he's not in the mood, or who communicates openly about what he is and isn't comfortable with in the bedroom, demonstrates a strong sense of self. He doesn't use sex to seek validation, nor does he allow it to be a performance. He wants connection, not just release. Why it turns women on? It creates deeper intimacy. A man who respects his own body and emotions encourages her to do the same, creating a dynamic of mutual honor and openness. 6. He doesn't chase validation, he offers authentic presence. A boundary that's rarely talked about is emotional independence. A man who doesn't fish for compliments, constantly seek reassurance, or bend to people please shows that his self-worth is internally sourced. He listens because he cares, not because he's trying to earn favor. He leads with honesty rather than performance. He can walk away from situations or people who don't align with his values, not out of arrogance, but from a place of peace. Why it turns women on? It communicates depth, maturity, and quiet confidence. Women feel safe, seen, and challenged in the best way. Conclusion: healthy boundaries are not about pushing people away. They're about inviting the right ones closer, in the right way. When a man sets boundaries from a place of clarity and respect, he doesn't just protect his peace, he amplifies his presence. He becomes a man of substance. Women are not attracted to control, but to certainty. A man who knows what he stands for, who acts from his values and honors his own emotional and physical space, becomes magnetic, not just for romance, but for lasting connection. Boundaries, far from being walls, are doors. And for the right woman, they open up to a man who is confident, secure, and deeply desirable.